Not at the end of the day, but at the beginning and the middle and all the time. We say, you understand what that means? Never having roots in any place. Never having a sense of ownership, possession, attachment. So the brain becomes extraordinarily alive, free, and therefore no fear. We said we also would talk about meditation, religion, meditation, and what is creation. Are you interested in that? What is religion? What is the religious mind? What is the mind? We must differentiate. The brain is the storehouse of all memories. It is the seat of all reaction and action, response, both neurologically, psychologically, subjectively. It is contained as consciousness in the brain, right? I'll go on, just play with me, will you? And so the brain is limited, though it has got infinite capacity. As in the technological world, look what they're doing. And psychologically, subjectively, we are very limited. That's part of the brain. The mind is something entirely different. The mind is outside the brain. This requires a great deal of inquiry, but perhaps we cannot go on with that because our time is limited. Like love is not within the brain. It's outside. If it is within the brain, it is a process of thought, memory, recollection, remembrances, pleasure, pain, and all that, which is, the brain contains all consciousness. Our consciousness is its content. There is no consciousness as we know it if the content is not. Right? The content is our pain, loneliness, beliefs, faith, hopes, aspirations, anxieties, all that is our consciousness. And that is contained within the skull. So love is not that, surely. Love is not a battleground. Love is not a reaction or a remembrance. And when there's reaction, remembrance and all that, it is still in the brain. And love is, if that, love is still part of the brain, that's reaction, all that, then it's not obviously love. So we're going to investigate together what is religion. Why has man spent such energy, great inquiry, suffered, fasted, tortured himself to find truth, to find that which is timeless? Every religion has done this. That is, every religion says to find that which is immense, immeasurable, you must do certain things. Deny the flesh, control, discipline, give your life, dedicate your life to that. And only then you will find it. They put this very simple statement more complicatedly, but that is what religions have said. And in the Christian world, as in the Hindu and the Buddhist world and the Islamic world, a figure, a symbol in the mysteries of a not too light a place, cathedrals and churches, with all the rituals, accepting, obeying, all that is called religion. Agree? Is that religion? Or religion is something entirely different? Now we have intermediaries, the priest, between that highest and so-called the lowest. He is the interpreter, like the psychiatrist. And the priest has played a great part in history, from the Egyptians and before the Egyptians, Sumerians and so on. The priests were the learned people and all that. And they have established certain laws, rules. And if you are skeptical, and I hope you are, doubting, questioning, never accepting anything psychologically except the policeman, and the tax laws. Otherwise, to question, doubt, never psychologically obey without going into it. Not belonging to any sect, to any guru, to any organized religion, that Christianity, Islam, or not so organized, rather disorderly Hinduism, and so on. If you put all that aside, if you can, because we are heavily conditioned by propaganda of 2,000 years, or heavily made your brain programmed to 3,000 to 5,000 years as in India and so on. If you can put all that aside, as one must, if one wants to find that which is nameless, then what is religion? What is the quality of a mind or brain that has totally set aside all man's endeavor to find that? all his systems, methods, his systems of meditation, breathing correctly, cross-legged, you know all that. Those are all meaningless. To calm the brain, to breathe properly, quietly, sit in silence, in a room or under a tree. That will not bring about that which is immense. So what is the quality of a mind, of a brain, that has set aside all this? It is untrammeled, which has not any bondage, which is free, completely free. That word freedom also has its root, etymologically, love. Freedom means love also. Not sexual love, love. So, is that possible when all the world is shouting, when all the world is being entertained by religions? Is that possible to live in this world daily with such total freedom from all tradition, from all knowledge, except where knowledge is necessary? We're asking a really very, very difficult question. Because knowledge prevents that which is, prevents us true perception. From that arises what is meditation. Not how to meditate. That word, meditation, and all the implications with that word, apart from contemplation of Christians and so on, that meditation has been brought over by the gurus into this country, or spreading all over America and so on. They have their systems, their practices, their disciplines, and the guru gets a lot of money out of it, and all that business goes on. There are Hindu meditations, Tibetan meditation, schools of meditation, right? Zen, the whole lot of them. What are they offering? What is meditation? Not how to meditate or what system to follow. That's too immature, too childish. But if you ask deeply, what is it to meditate? Why should one meditate? The word meditation also, etymologically and in Sanskrit, means measure. Not only to ponder over, to think over, which is part of meditation, but also it means understand measurement. Measurement means comparison. Now I'm saying, the speaker is saying, where there is comparison, there is no meditation. You understand? Oh, God. Are we following a little bit with each other? We're always measuring. The better, the more, the less and the greater. This whole movement of measurement which is comparison, can that completely end? Both psychologically and outwardly. That's part of meditation. That's what, when you are inquiring into what is meditation, it means not only think, ponder over, look and observe, but also it means complete ending of all comparison. Short, tall, broad, wide, beautiful, not beautiful. All those are a pattern of the self. Where there is measurement, there is self. Right? So is it possible to live a life in daily life without any form of comparison? Then you will see for yourself the extraordinary quality of the brain. Then the brain itself has its own movement. Apart from its own movement, it has another quality. Then it's extraordinarily stable, firm. Doesn't mean it doesn't yield, but it yields in firmness, in strength. And meditation also means the freedom from the network of words and thought. So that the brain is not entangled with words, with patterns, with systems, with measurement. Then there is absolute silence. And that silence is necessary. Silence has its own sound. Oh, come on. Have you ever listened to a tree? This is not some crazy question. Have you ever listened to a tree, which is an old tree, when the wind and the breezes have come to an end, and the tree is utterly silent, no leaf is fluttering, and then you listen to the sound of the tree. We were asked that question by a scientist. He accepted that, so you better accept it too. Because you will love scientists, people who accumulate knowledge. But to find out the sound in silence. And where there is this complete, absolute, not relative silence, the relative silence can be brought about through thought, through will, saying, I must be silent. That's not silence at all. There is silence only when there is freedom from all the things that man has accumulated. In that silence, with the enormous sense of vastness, immensity, you don't ask any questions anymore. It is. Then we ought to ask also a question, What is creation? If you say God created the world, then that's the end of it. That's one of the convenient statements in various books. That's no answer. But if one begins to ask what is creation, how has all this come into being? The tiger, the deer, the marvelous tree, and the majestic mountains, and the great rivers of the world, and this vast population. How does it all this happen? We must distinguish between creation and invention. Creation is totally different from invention. Invention is still within the field of knowledge. The man who invented the jet, he moved from knowledge to knowledge. He invented all the new inventions. The technological world is based on knowledge. Perhaps a second of not thinking and then something comes, but it's still within the area of knowledge. Creation is not invention. Creation is there only when knowledge has come to an end. You understand all this? Then that creation is, if we can use that word, nothing. Nothing means not a thing.